Va salute. This is Troy Pacelli of Last Call, and I'm just here to let you know that the following live stream is rated R for adult language, highly inappropriate jokes, and oh, who the are we kidding? We have no idea what is going to come out of Gorilla's mouth. Viewer discretion is advised.
And hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Waltons review, where we review the 5-foot shelf there. Thank you to Troy Pacelli of Last Call for making that. I'll be heading over there after our review. So, with me, Dad's not here. So, with me, I got Resolute Gerb. How are you doing?
Better than it was.
Yeah, that's good. You sounded a lot better from last Sunday.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt to talk.
Yeah,
which is way better.
Well, a couple shots of whiskey will fix that right up.
Yeah, I don't make that mistake 5 times.
And with me, I got PvP. How are you doing?
Not too bad. It's actually a long weekend here because Monday's a holiday up here, so that's kind of nice.
What, do you have a holiday every other damn day up there, or what?
Well, we didn't used to have any holidays in February, and then a couple of years ago, it's only a stat in certain provinces, and BC is one of those. It's on I guess the around the 19th. What is it, the third Monday in February, something like that. It's called Family Day, which the government brought in because it's like supposedly people can spend time with their families. So, So yeah, it works for me. If I got a day off, I don't mind. Of course, I'll just make it up at the end of the week. I still got to put the same hours in, but
Yeah.
I don't mind having a long weekend once in a while. So yeah.
Well, it's called Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. But with us, we got pop culture curator. Welcome. There, he says, "Hey guys." We say hi, Gerb. Well, Gerb said hello. We just all said our hi's here. Yeah. That Pop says, "The screaming 5-foot shelf." Yep. Well, actually, it's more like 2 feet and 6 inches. Screaming shelf.
Very loud though.
Yeah, he goes, "It's a holiday Monday here too, Gorilla. President's Day." I'll tell that to my boss.
So President's Day is not an official stat, then I'm guessing, Gorilla?
It's a federal holiday, so federal employers get off.
Oh, okay.
Put it back on. Hey, put it back on for. Well, I guess there goes my popcorn.
Oh.
I lost my popcorn.
Popcorn thief. Oh no.
All right, so we ready to get going?
I am when you are.
All right, so we'll start out with our prologue. Looking back down the years to the Great Depression, I realize now that our family was much more fortunate than most. Many things were in short supply, but we had the advantage of being able to live on the bounty of the rich Virginia country. And even more important than the gifts of the land, our family remained intact. We stayed together under one roof and were never deprived of the comfort and closures of our mother and father. Those feelings easily made up for what we often lacked in material things. Man, it must have been nice not having to get hunting license and fishing license.
Well, I guess
And
there
you
was probably less rules
the good old
back
days.
And you didn't have the game warden bring down your neck just because you have 16 crappies instead of 15.
Yeah, I guess you have limits on how much you can catch, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's an Indiana couple that was fishing up at Lake Chetek. They found that out the hard way.
Oh, really?
This is what. Well, the DNR got calling that there's some people poaching that, and they went to the cabin that they're directed to, and they started to warrant to that cabin. Between the crappie limit is 15 per day, and 30 in possession per family or per household.
Okay.
Between the 6 of them, and they figured 2 fillets per fish. They had 730 some crappies in their freezer there.
Wow.
There, they got fined. They got fined $1,000 per person, and they had to pay a restocking fee of $5 per fish. Hey,
Oh, that's expensive. Wow.
hey,
Yeah,
Pop.
they doesn't pay to be
Hello,
greedy.
guys.
Hey, Bob.
Let me know if it's too noisy here.
You sound okay at this moment.
All right, I have the AC on, the window AC, so let me know if it makes too much noise.
No, I'm not noticing it. At least on my headphones, I'm not
Yeah.
noticing it.
Well, it can't be as noisy as my place.
Cool.
So
All
I
right.
just wanted to say, so those folks that got those extreme fines, that must have been a pretty crappy day for them. Sorry, I couldn't resist that one.
Yeah, it was a pretty crappy day.
Oh boy. This is what Ralph Waite's third directorial effort, if I remember correctly, at this point.
Yep. Now, here's the thing. This must have been the good old days when you could just stop and randomly talk to a random stranger on the road.
That's the first thing I thought. It's like, wow, back in the day when young girls could walk up to total strangers and actually talk to them.
Well, what was it? A Time to Kill that they had? Yeah, that could happen, but that's set in the '60s.
Yeah, well, even by the 60s, things were changing. That's definitely true.
Oh yeah, the Time to Kill is a great American classic and good novel.
Oh, is it? Oh, gee, I never heard of that one. Wow.
You never heard of that?
No, it's a novel.
It's a movie.
Sam Jackson.
It's a must-watch movie.
Oh, it's a movie. Oh, okay. I thought you said it was a book. Okay.
It's both.
Well, it's both.
Oh, so the movie was based on the novel. Okay, got it.
The movie's
Time
more famous.
Time to Kill. I'll have to remember that title.
Yeah. So yeah, and he has a nice old big old hole in the bottom of his shoe there. Yeah, basically, what are you doing? I make your shoes. I'm fixing my shoe. And he asks the name, and then she goes, "How many readers in your family?" She goes, "I got John, but he reads all the time." This is like, see, the issue I had with this scene here is it is a good scene, but it's like so forced. Like you can tell in both their voices, it's like so forced.
A little bit, I guess. Yeah.
Well, that's how little kids sound talking to people that it isn't immediate relatives.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. And then there's like 11 of them. There's Mother. Then apparently, guess how many beans are in this jar? You know, here's the funny thing is, here we'll get back to this. There's something, but anyhow, their prize is that big old doll. No, right there.
No way I'd ever guess how many beans are in that jar. Like, I mean, it's like, seriously, Ike? Like, really?
Well, the problem with those counting games is sometimes they'll put like a big old so instead of sitting there doing the math and the diameter and all that stuff in your head, they'll put like a big old rubber ball to throw the count off.
Right. Good point. Yeah, that would be very easy to do, wouldn't it?
Oh, they do that all the time.
Yeah, that would make it basically impossible to count them then.
Yeah, no, I've seen that all the.
Yeah, it's cheating, and it's actually illegal.
Yeah, tell that to the carnies.
That's why you shoot the carnies. I mean, no one misses a carny who just disappears.
Yeah. Well, they disappear all the time, and then they just write off. Oh, went off, got high, and probably fell in the river. I thought she was coming back to change her guess, but she is so adamant on that she's going to win the doll.
Yeah, Elizabeth is pretty obsessed with winning that doll, isn't she, in this episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, and our salesman, boy, I kind of felt sorry for this guy in a way because can you imagine? I think he mentions at some point in the episode how many thousands of miles he's actually walked. And I'm thinking, lugging that big, heavy case of books around for thousands of miles, that sounds like it'd be kind of a tough job, actually.
Yeah, but they do pile on after a year.
You know, she sells Mr. Godsey things, blah, 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 and leaves. Then,
Hi, Mr. Godsey.
I'm gonna have to periodically pause. I'm gonna have to pause these a little bit more often than usual because fuck Warner Brothers.
So
Nice little girl.
did they ever bring that one back, or is that
Yeah,
still
but
gone?
I've got that video I need to send Gorilla.
Okay, let's do that tonight after the Waltons review.
Yeah, it only takes a few minutes. Let's get that over with. I've been meaning to do that for you because it's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, thank you very much for doing that.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Anytime.
Yeah. So here we're gonna play. This is a nice little scene.
Yeah.
I'm prepared to bring you culture and knowledge.
Don't waste your breath.
I haven't used any yet.
Then, mister, don't waste it, will you? I've got a whole storeroom full of supplies back there. And
All right. So this guy, he sounds so damn rehearsed, I could literally go take a shit, pull it out of the toilet, and have better luck selling it than this guy would have selling anything.
Are you talking about the store owner or the salesman?
The salesman.
Okay.
He was so bad at sales. You could tell everything he said was rehearsed and he did not know anything about the product he was selling at all.
Yeah, it's like he just learned a script that the company gave him to read, right, and he memorized it. At least that's the feeling I got watching the episode. Yeah, it's pretty obvious he knew diddly about his product. Like, very bad salesman, this guy, basically.
Yeah. Like, my dad always told me I could sell sand to the Arabs.
Well, that's impressive.
Yeah, or I could sell water to a drowning man.
Yeah, or snow to the Eskimos. Well, they don't call them Eskimos anymore, but you know what I mean.
Oh no! Half the crap half the stuff that they tell me that I'm trying to sell, is considered offensive now.
Yeah, this guy was a really bad salesman. It seemed like I got the feeling he wasn't getting many sales.
Yeah. All right, let's continue this here.
I'm having trouble selling them. I bought a whole bunch of those dolls that I've got to sell. I'm giving this one away. The kids come in and they count the beams. But I got to sell those dolls at $2.98 hard cash.
So that must be his break-even point, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Yeah.
Good, just the way he sounded. And I already did the calculation. That doll's pretty much $70.
That's pretty.
Why
pricey.
did he buy a gross of those?
Probably got them cheaper on bulk. But it's like there's only 400 people in the county.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he didn't buy $400 then. He probably
break even point is $2.98, and he got a whole bunch of them. Did someone get him drunk and take advantage of him in a very, very unpleasant way?
Maybe he had a good salesman that fondled him a little bit or something.
Be a better salesman than this guy, that's for sure.
Yeah. So
I've got an ice box over there that's broken down, and I got meat that's going to spoil pretty soon. I got things going wrong around here that you can't even count. All right, what do you got?
I gotta pause it because
yeah, don't take it.
No, so why does he sell that meat on discount or get some blocks of ice or ask someone to store it for him?
or at least try and get it. Maybe somebody in the county would actually know how to get it running, even temporary. Like, I mean, if
Oh,
he's going
John.
to throw all that meat out, that's going to be a huge loss of money, right?
Oh, we already covered this. John can fix it because he fixed. There's an episode called "The Theft" there that John fixed. I can't remember the family's name, but he fixed their refrigerator. He's never seen one before.
There you go. Why didn't he just get John on the phone and say, "Hey, John, come and fix this ice box, this freezer thingy, and I'll just give you and your family some free meat," right? Like that seemed like a fair exchange, you'd think.
He probably already did that. And eventually you just can't fix everything.
Huh.
Books.
Mister, you better keep right on going. Why don't you go
Yeah.
into Charlottesville?
Yeah,
Or better
Ike
yet,
needs-
you ought to go into Weston. Now, Weston, it's a college town. You probably can sell some.
I stopped there before I came here.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of that scene there. But it's just like, yeah. As soon as you hear books, he's like, I don't need any damn book. This was maybe when did our national library system become a thing?
Probably hasn't reached into rural Virginia at that point.
So you think like New York City, Chicago, San Francisco, and all them had one?
Yeah, they would have one by then.
I'm guessing
Oh.
maybe
Not federal, the local government would have set one up.
yeah, probably the college town Ike just mentioned would probably have some kind of library. I can
Okay.
tell though, Ike is like a professional businessman. He doesn't care about some traveling salesman trying to, hawk his wares. He's like, sorry, buddy, I got an actual business to run here.
Well, I think the reason half the people who come into a store half the time and maybe pick up like one or two things is because just to hear the gossip.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Well, it's like in this scene, there's some dude in the background eating an apple or something, if I remember.
Yeah, there was.
So he's just like hanging around waiting for somebody to gossip with, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Well,
that's what Yancey does all day.
Yeah, what do you think the pool table's for? You think it's there for looks or for a fun round to get the pool?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I did feel bad for this salesman dude though. Like, I got the feeling this is a guy like he had a good job before the depression hit, and then he lost a good job, and now he had to take a shitty job that he really is not suited for, and he's like he's struggling with it. He's trying, his best to make a dollar, but he's just not good at it.
You should have gone into factory work.
Looks like the suit doesn't fit him too. Like maybe it was someone else's.
Yeah, he seems very down on his luck, is the feeling
Yeah.
I got. Like really down on his luck.
He does. I think that's part of the character. Probably what Gorilla was talking about with the acting. Maybe he's like sad or depressed. But yeah, the suit looks like it's too big for him.
Yeah, he seems kind of
It
broken.
probably came with the job.
He seems kind of broken.
Well, you figure during the depression, that one of the worst jobs to have would be a salesman. Nobody wants to buy anything. It's like now, even people aren't buying things.
And even worse, if you had to walk thousands of miles
Yes.
to not get any sales, that would be
Or
horrible.
1,000 miles to make one sale, right?
Yeah.
I've tried doing sales and it sucks.
Yeah.
Well, sales aren't too bad. You just gotta keep on working there.
You've got to lie. You got to be a good liar, and I'm not. That's my problem.
Yeah, not necessarily lie, but you can.
If you tell the truth,
Oh,
you
no,
never
it's a lie.
sell a thing. You have to lie. You have to tell people, yeah, you need this. I know you're starving, and your kids, believe me, you need this. Yeah. You've got to lie and look good at it. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then he asked who the girl was, Elizabeth. Then
There was a second in that scene when I thought, oh, maybe he's going to buy the doll for Elizabeth, or some twist, right? But no, of course, it didn't happen that way.
Oh, just wait till the end. There was a twist on that. It caught me. I forgot about that detail.
Yeah, that was a good twist at the end.
Yeah. So you got Grandpa and them talking. So I want to play.
What me to do is to build himself a courthouse with new steps.
Any work takes time, honey.
Yeah, man, that is a big saw blade there. I didn't realize he had that big of a saw blade.
Yeah, you don't want to fall into that sucker when it's spinning. That's for sure.
Well, there's this new one.
Average size.
Yeah, I got one that's like a tenth of that size.
Yeah,
Are you
that is a
cutting
huge
down
blade. Yeah.
heavy timber?
Oh, like I have firewood.
I've heard of stories though where like there's guys working in the mill with saw blades like huge like that, and they actually slip or something and they fall into the blade and they're like sawing in half, like pretty horrendous stuff. But I have heard stories like that.
Well, I know.
You meet a lot of them that are missing digits on their hands.
Oh,
I know someone who lost a finger because of a sawing accident at the factory I used to work with.
Yeah, I know someone who lost 3 fingers. All he had was his thumb and his pointing finger.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Well, this person only lost one finger. Man, that was a fun next couple of days. You had to make sure you did everything by the book. You had to make sure all your safety stuff was proper. Because
I'm sure OSHA was all over. Yeah.
Oh yeah, someone loses their finger, they're all right. There's a couple people that they took a couple days off.
A couple days.
Yeah.
How nice.
That would hurt. I knew a guy when I was at art school.
No,
at
not the
paint
person.
department,
Yeah. Oh,
and he
Pop.
was like he was like the tech that would like build stretcher frames and stuff, and do a lot of woodworking stuff at the school. And he actually didn't cut his finger right off, but he clipped it bad enough where he was in a lot of pain for a few days after that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, not the person that cut their finger off got a couple that got they got a lot while off. I was talking about the people who didn't want to deal with OSHA took a couple days off just so they wouldn't have to deal with them.
Gotcha.
And a round of drug tests for everybody. You get a drug test. You get a drug test. You get a drug test. All right.
Not a doll bed.
Oh, last time I saw your doll bed, Elizabeth, looked pretty good shape to me.
But this is for a new doll.
Oh, you got a new doll. Where is it?
At Mr. Godsey's store. He has to count the beans before I win.
Well, maybe we ought to wait till you bring that doll home, honey. There's a chance you won't win.
I'll win.
I like that. We're being honest, and like these days. Yeah, my little princess, you'll win. You win everything. You're wonderful at everything. Teach them more. Yeah, it's good. He teaches them when there's a chance they may not win.
Yeah.
Prepare them for it.
Yeah, there's quite a few shows though that still go. Hey, you might not win, man.
I'm talking about real life. I don't know about TV shows, but that's why we have so many of these idiots that think they deserve everything.
Oh yeah.
And one reason I like the Waltons is because Pa is such a good father.
Yeah, and right here is what I was wanting to show is what comes up next between Grandpa and John. Because Grandpa has a good advice there.
She's been down that store every day. She's just convinced that doll's hers and Ike's just holding it for her.
We tend to forget as we ramble on, John, that one of the sweetest words in life is hope.
Yeah, that's kind of like a good thing. See, this is where you got the nice balance, Elizabeth, well, she's past the hope. She's at the obsessed stage. But you also got John, who's down to earth going, hey, you might not win it, It's like the yin and yang fighting.
Right. So I would tell you, I better not see a tantrum if you don't win. But this must be the days before they require hard hats.
No, he owns his own mill, so who's going to report him? It's only him and Grandpa. Who's going to report?
True.
And John Boy occasionally helps out at the mill too.
Yeah, I don't know when OSHA. I think OSHA was established in the 30s, wasn't it?
Not sure.
I don't remember.
Because
It's a nice,
I think that was one of the programs with the Great Depression.
could be nice balance though. Like John.
1971.
Oh, that's late. That's a lot
Oh.
later than
Yeah,
this.
that sounds about right.
Oh,
John's basically telling Elizabeth to be realistic, and then Grandpa is reminding John to maybe sometimes a little bit of optimism doesn't hurt in life, as in the word hope. So it was a nice balanced scene, I thought.
Right, it is, but it's a good thing he waited for Elizabeth to leave before he said it.
Oh, of course. Yes, I agree.
yeah.
It's way beyond hope, Pa. She really believes that. She's just catching his measles. She's got me believing it, too.
You
Oh,
suppose
boy.
that's why I've been trying to figure out whether I should put straight legs on that doll's bed or make them curve like a rocker?
All right. No, that's good there. I think as soon as she asked for it, because he almost kind of know Grandpa's going to build it for her. There, so
he's a good grandpa.
yeah, he'll build. So then we got him.
Which website
What?
is this, Gorilla?
Which what?
Which website are you streaming from?
Freebie. Amazon's Freebie.
Gotcha.
That way I could have the sub. Because this was the only site I could find with that had the subtitles.
Now, is this because you're a Prime member?
No.
No,
Okay.
it's free to everyone like Tubi.
Okay. So does that mean it has commercials?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not me. I don't. Everybody else does.
Why don't you?
Because I got an
Sorry.
ad blocker. I got an ad blocker.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Go
those
ahead.
ad blockers are gold, because even with my ad blocker, I still get, when I'm playing like my music playlist to organize them, I'll still get a couple seconds between a lot of songs where there's like 2 or 3 ads will try to pop on, but they're only there for like maybe 2 seconds, and then the next song plays. But yeah, you got to have an ad blocker. It makes a big difference.
Does that ad blocker work for YouTube, Gorilla?
Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. YouTube seems to have found ways around it.
They do. They keep working on getting around them. What's
Yeah.
the name of the ad blocker?
Whatever Brave uses.
I can't remember the name of mine. It's been so long since I installed it, like probably
Okay.
years ago.
Yeah, I'm using
Yeah.
Brave, but it doesn't block any of the. It used to block them, but not anymore. They got around it.
YouTube does like to do an update every once in a while to try and do that, right, Pop? So yeah, it's a
Yeah, they
pain-
punish you if
pain.
you have ad blockers.
Yeah, well, they don't seem to. They haven't punished me yet. They haven't noticed me, I guess. But
Well, you don't have the ad blocker. You're using that Edge.
no, I'm using an ad blocker.
Okay.
I
He might
an ad
have an
blocker
extent.
program.
I think he has an extension on his browser. But so here we got him now. Now he's gonna try peddling this to John.
Maybe there's something I can do for you.
Oh boy.
Prepared to bring you culture and knowledge and travel and trips to the far and wondrous places.
See, it's like so monotone and so rehearsed.
Well,
You
but
know,
yeah, but
it's like-
look at his clothing. I think he's sad or something. I'm sure I haven't watched this episode yet, but I think we're going to find out more about why he's acting like this. Look at his clothes.
Well, his
Yeah.
clothes are dirty and shabby, like he hasn't
His face
washed
is
them.
dirty. Right.
Well,
his face is dirty.
Yeah, he just walked from Weston there, so
Right.
Yeah,
but
I-
the salesman's usually all peppy and excited and enthusiastic. But I don't know. Like I said, I haven't
Yeah.
watched the episode, so I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, I just got an email at work the other day. Just said we have to be enthusiastic on the phone.
See, that's the right
I'm like,
word.
oh, gee, thanks for
Told
telling
you.
me.
Right, told you, enthusiastic. There you go.
Oh God, sometimes
Always
the
look on the
micromanage.
bright. Right, always look
Yeah.
on the bright side of life.
Yeah, the micromanagement. It drives me crazy some days. I gotta say, Pop.
all right. So yeah, John's telling him he's not. They can't afford anything right now, but he's going down to the next store. He's telling him don't waste his time. He's going down to the next store, offers him a ride, but he doesn't want to go back that way. So he asks him to sit down and to take a minute. Then Lily's like, "You want a cup of coffee?"
Of course,
Ah.
Olivia would ask him in for coffee and pie or something, right?
See, that's one of the things I love about the Waltons. They're no matter how hard times are, they'll still sit people down, feed them, and everything else.
And a stranger to boot, right?
Yeah, they do this all the time. How many people would do that nowadays? Just bring strangers in that.
Oh hell, he probably would have got shot dead a long time ago.
They've been mugged on the street by a gang of people.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Well,
You okay?
rock tube.
What do you mention on Gorilla?
Yeah, don't choke,
No,
man.
I took a drink as rock tube.
Uh-oh.
Right, but I heard you mention on something. What do you mention on?
Was mentioned on popcorn, but it's gone now.
Popcorn.
Yeah. Gorilla's. I think Gorilla's daughter stole them, or stole his popcorn.
Sounds yummy.
Oh, it was, but no, this guy. They could try bugging him, but he probably helped him start looking for money too. It's kind of like I told my insurance agent there when I had to call him the other day. They tried selling me that renter's insurance and then extra protection. You know, in case like and say someone breaks it in and they still like your steal some jewelry or some money and all that. It's like, I don't wear jewelry, and if someone wants to break into my car looking for money, I'll help them start looking. I'll help them look. Man, you laugh so hard at that.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is good to have renter's insurance though, because I'm covered if somebody robbed my place when I wasn't here, or there was a fire and the whole building burned down.
Yeah.
I would be looked after for a while. Like I would be able to transition into something else. So
yeah, I don't rent, so I own.
Yeah, well that's good. You're a lucky man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got a lucky break. So anyhow, we got with 100 Great Minds, blah blah. I was telling the books, the greatest books of the world. They're Harvard classics and all. Or what was it? Harvard classics or hardware?
Yeah, Harvard.
Something
Harvard.
Some Harvard editions. Yeah.
It wasn't the Harvard classics. But this guy is such a bad salesman. It's almost like, the feeling I got every time he would go into a sales pitch, it was like he was actually embarrassed to be at this level in his life where he had to, he almost felt like he was like a beggar or something, just trying to survive. He seemed embarrassed.
Well, he was. He used to have a good job that you'll find out later. He was a printer.
Yeah.
They did pretty well, and now he's a failing salesman.
Yeah, exactly. But he got the right customer here when John Boy showed up.
And Olivia's just suckering, And John Boy pretty much did the selling, and they beautiful binding. But I wonder how much the books are, because first you got the initial $3 down payment, which is pretty much $70, give or take a cent or two.
Does he say what kind of books they are? Are they encyclopedias or what?
It's the
Harvard
classics. It's all literature, poetry, science, all kinds of stuff. 50 volumes, by the way, they mentioned.
Yeah, there's like 450 stories split amongst 50 volumes.
Right, so you get like a book a month or something.
Yeah, but they never did say how much this would initially cost, because he said $3 up front, as a down payment, then just a little bit each month after that. It's like,
that's how they always did it back then, and it usually amounted to a lot of money.
They never said how many months either in the episode, did they, Gorilla?
Or how much it'd be each month.
Yeah. Usually it depends. Usually it's one book a month till the books run out, so it depends on how many books.
So that would be your initial installment and then another 49 months? Like that's a while.
That's how they made their money. That's how they used to sell those encyclopedias for many decades.
So you're saying those encyclopedias were costing them $70 a book?
I doubt it.
No, but they would total, even back then, encyclopedia, a set of them. I'm not sure how many books. They were usually around $2,000 total.
I think at the end of the episode, though, we do see the first shipment arrive, right? And it's more than one book, if I remember.
Yeah, it's 10 books.
Yeah,
10 books. Okay.
So that'd be like 10 shipments or whatever, right?
So I guess it'd be 5 payments. I wonder if it'd be like 5 payments of $3 or something.
It's hard to say because they never specified.
It sounds about right.
It would be take basically like a year for John Boy to get all the books, I'm guessing.
I would love that to have those books for the great literature. It's almost like a Reader's Digest. You get them all in one set.
I think it is a real thing too, the Harvard Classics. I think it really is a actual real series of books, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Now the question is, how much are you willing to pay for each one? Each book in there. Yeah. So, yeah. Blah blah blah. Then he. Yeah, and he's trying to sell. He'll save him money going to school and blah blah blah. And she decides to buy him. And Grandma the whole time is just wait, is telling him no, talk to John. And Olivia just kind of steps back, going, "It's my money. I can do with it what I want, and this will benefit the whole family."
Well, she's right. I mean, think about it. These days, it would be like a Nintendo Switch or something. I'd much rather buy the kids books.
Yeah. Well, back then it's because they didn't have the switches and stuff.
Exactly.
Not in those days.
But you also had kids that worked, and then they were smart. Not like now. Now that they're all couch potatoes and playing video games.
Olivia does mention too something about it might encourage the rest of the kids to read, so that was a cool line.
Exactly. I would if I was a kid. I had that set. I used to love. Well, I do. I still love reading.
Yeah. Yeah. So he pays for it, and he'll say, "Well, here's the funny thing." They ask, "How long? When can we expect our first shipment?" There he goes. "Well, there's the printing and the mailing and the paperwork
There's
and the
the
process,
shipping, and yeah."
Yeah, it's like he couldn't give a damn exact date, exact time. It's like that's when something clicked. I was like, it's like something clicked. I was like, this guy's swindle him, isn't he?
Oh, it's very shady.
But things also used to take a lot longer. It's not like Amazon now where everything's overnight. Things used to take like a month or two.
No, but he couldn't even give him an estimated time there.
Well, I don't know. You guys have seen the episode. I haven't, so I don't want to speculate.
Yeah, well, he's just the way he is just going. They asked him how long, and he's just like, "You already talked to her. We'll call her after this, okay?" But anyhow, yeah. But just the way he responded. Let's see if I can catch it here. He gave him it's an autographed book of some artist in there that he gave him. Or autobiography.
An autobiography of some artist guy, yeah.
Yeah.
But he basically is evasive, and he basically says he has no idea how long it'll take for the first shipment to be sent. So that's a red flag right there, of course.
Yeah.
Because any good salesman should know how long it's going to take for the product to be delivered, right?
Yeah. And good line from Grandma right here.
Yes, the two of you are.
Oops.
You made me real happy.
Well, I suspect John isn't going to be quite as happy as the two of you are.
Right there.
Yeah, I live to call Grandma. She pretty much gets it right most of the time, I gotta say.
Wait, I did not catch this in the episode. Does there something look like there's something wrong with the one side of her face? Or is it just the way the eyes looking right now?
I don't think she's had her stroke yet, has she?
No.
In real life.
No, when she had her stroke, she was away from the show quite a while, Pop, to recover.
Right, but I'm saying it wasn't this season. It was later on in the show, right?
Yeah, I think that was season 4.
Yeah, I think
season
it's
4.
A couple of seasons from this. And after she came back, she couldn't talk very well, so she had very little dialogue after that.
Yep, I remember.
Yeah, so, but just like the way she's looking in this here, maybe it's just the way we stopped it.
It's probably the camera angle, too, maybe.
Yeah.
Or the lighting, perhaps.
Oh, then they had this here.
Oh, good day to you, Horace.
Oh, John's fixing the icebox right now.
Yay! See? I thought he would.
Icebox or refrigerator?
Well, that's all the meat on the counter, I'm guessing, right? Behind him there, so.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing, there's a block of ice right there, so.
Yeah, yeah. I
Well, that's
I'm
a-
saying, how do you fix an ice box? There's no mechanical moving parts. There's no machine. It would have to be a refrigerator.
I don't know. He's putting some sheet metal and stuff in there, so
Maybe he's insulating it.
Want some milk, please?
all right. Um, here, just a sec.
Gotta go be Papa. But yeah, icebox was just a box that contained a block of ice and your food.
Maybe he's doing it like a stopgap measure to keep the meat good for a little while longer before the.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe
yeah.
insulating. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like he's he's insulating there because here we'll just play the senior.
Horace, how's the hunting going? I'm off hunting, John. How come? Oh, what's that wife of mine?
Oh, did you catch that there? You got that sheet metal there. Then there's some wood with some supported there.
Maybe it's like a shelf that rotted because the water would drip down. But normally you're supposed to put the ice on the bottom. I don't know. There was different models.
Yeah.
Home of venison. She turns up her nose at it. Likes good deer as far as I'm concerned. She says it's too gamey. Tell you what, Horace. You come and hunt with me and Yancey on Saturday. I know where the biggest cover quail in Jefferson County.
Yeah, so I'm guessing the seals were broken on it, so it wasn't keeping keeping the cold air in.
Right. Yeah, it's either the seals or the insulation, because a lot of moisture, the wood rots, and you can see the shelves are empty, so the ice probably sits on the bottom. But I don't know why we're talking about this.
Out here.
Yeah.
I know, but he's gonna have to be careful drinking it.
It's got into you,
Be
John.
careful.
Ain't a weekend goes by you're not off hunting. Got a lot of mouths to feed, Horace. What else am I going to do? Well, if you didn't throw your money away like water, that wouldn't be no grief to you.
That's Wilford Brimley.
Yeah, he was in a previous episode. Well, he was in the previous Ghost Story also.
Oh, yeah, because he was in The Thing. And, yeah, he made the commercial. That's the right thing to do. But that's Wilford Brimley.
Yeah, I remember the commercials. Yeah.
In The Thing, he played in The Thing, which he's mostly known for.
Yeah. Don't chew on that.
Well, he was until those diabetic supply commercials.
Oh, those diabetic commercials.
It paid his bills.
He got well known doing those ads, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he was doing like oatmeal or something like that too. Some kind of.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well,
so yeah,
Pa's really working this thing over, here, getting it all put together.
Yeah, but did you catch what he's saying? How he says John's wasting his money and stuff.
Oh yeah.
What about all them books you bought? Books.
Uh-oh. Word gets around fast in that town, don't it?
Yeah. Well, here, it's 5 feet of them. That's where we get the title of the show. I guess if you just stack them all on top of each other, it'd be a 5-foot tower. I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's why you need a 5-foot shelf to put all the books on.
Yeah.
Right, but it's funny he hears it from this guy instead of his wife before he even gets home.
Well, he hasn't been home, so yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's 1 2/3 yards, by the way I count. If you want to squander your money away on that kind of truck, that's up to you. When you send them drummers over to my house, I don't consider it friendly.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that guy's just going door to door now.
Well, yeah, it's not like blaming John for the traveling salesman showing up at his door is pretty unreasonable, I think.
Yeah.
It's not like John sent him there. Like, come on, lighten up, buddy.
That's all you got to say, right?
Yeah.
And you can tell John's getting right pissed off at this point.
Well, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Exactly.
He has no idea.
But he's not happy with what he's hearing.
Yeah.
Besides, it's not any of that guy's business.
Exactly.
Just because that guy wants his family to grow up illiterate, that's what I would say.
Yeah, really. If John wants to buy books for his kids, like who the hell is that dude's business, right?
Exactly. You want your kids to grow up stupid, that's your business.
Well, they probably will follow after their father, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those books won't make them any smarter. They're not really technical manuals.
The thing is, it leads
It's
them
just
into reading
literature.
more.
Actually, they
It
did
leads them
mention
into reading more.
there was some scientific books. I think they mentioned some point.
Yeah,
point in the episode.
there's a little bit of everything. There was philosophy, there was science, there was English, there's just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, but it's like Goosebumps and Harry Potter books. It leads the kids into reading. You want the kids to enjoy reading.
Goosebumps made you stupid.
Well, then if you want your kids to grow up stupid, that's fine.
If you want them not to grow up stupid, keep Goosebumps away from them. Those books were freaking
Whatever.
daytime television in
That's
written
your-
form.
That's fine. That's your opinion.
Should we get
Your
back to the
opinion.
episode, guys?
Yeah. Goosebumps wasn't too bad, but yeah, here, let's.
The point is getting the kids to read. It's not the content of the book. But I'm not
like
going
to
to
see-
argue it.
I'd like to see the end of this scene because the ending is quite good.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, John. Next time you send one of them peddlers over to my house, I'm going to fill his caboose full of rock salt, and he can thank you for that.
Now, rock salt, like, would you like? Does he have like pellets of shotgun or something?
No, it's rock salt. It is rock salt. It's chunks of rock, and you fill them. You put them in your shotgun shell instead of the little BBs.
Okay.
I imagine
So
that would sting pretty
It's
good
the
too.
stuff you put on your driveway during winter.
Right, or they use it to make ice cream.
You know, I wonder about that end of that scene though. John gets so ticked off, he just like drops what he was working on and he walks out. And I wonder what Ike going like, what the? At that point, John, come back and fix this, John.
Yeah, PvP. I got correct you on that. He did not drop it. He threw that shit on the ground.
Well, he was. Yeah,
Is he
mad.
like heading home? Is he like heading home now to find out what's going on?
Well, he more like to yell.
I bet Ike is.
He's going outside to yell.
No, he's going to yell at Olivia.
John should
For
have.
That's what I said. He's going home to find out what's going on.
Yeah, that's coming up right now. That's coming up right here. We are.
Right here.
Here we are.
Here.
Something wrong?
Could be.
Well, can it wait?
They
till I
have
finish
pews in
this?
their house.
Wipe your feet.
What was it, PvP?
No, that's the
table.
The seats. That's the table seats.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
They just flipped them upside down. So now that's the kind of woman I would like to have, like Olivia is. You know, happy to get down there and scrub the floors. Like, yeah.
What? Scrubbing the floors or on her knees there, PvP? There's a difference.
Actually, both would be quite desirable. I would not ask her to do two tasks at once, though. That would not be fair. Oh boy!
All right. Don't comment. Don't comment. Don't comment. Don't comment.
It's good that you got that disclaimer at the beginning of the episode.
There's a reason.
Olivia?
Where goes apples? Me and Ben work for it. Ben and I.
Olivia, Horace Brimley told me there was a book salesman by his place.
Now, I just might make an apple cobbler for supper.
Yeah, you gotta love this whole scene here. Grandma's trying to run cover for Olivia.
Oh, that was hilarious. I love this scene actually.
I'm thinking apple cobbler is his favorite dessert.
It's got to be.
It has to be.
I will talk about supper in a minute. Olivia, did that book salesman talk you into something?
John, I thought you liked that.
Please, Ma. Olivia?
You were selling the Harvard classics, John.
Yes.
He just get the hee-haw answer here, but I can't believe he could get away with talking to his mother like that. Just yelling back at her, you know. But I suppose Grandpa's not in there.
Well, I guess John's got a right to be kind of angry at this point. So I guess Grandma kind of understands where he's coming from, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're very special books, and I bought them. Look, there's one now.
Oh, yeah.
And then John Boy walks right into the lion's den at the wrong time.
Well, it's a whole set.
And I don't think John would quite understood that. John already said no, but Olivia decided to go.
Bought the whole kit and caboodle, whole thing.
Oh, that's
How many
not
books did you buy?
50.
good.
So he's so excited about 50, and John's like,
John's like, what the fuck?
yeah, what the fuck?
Ralph Wade was a great actor though. That expression right there that's pretty priceless, really.
Well, Ralph Wade, it's always the eye movements and everything with him. He can inflect his voice real good.
He can totally convey what he's thinking just by a facial expression, and that is a good
You
actor.
can get that look from any man. Just tell him that his wife has his credit card.
Yeah, that's probably true too. Yeah. That's almost what's happening though, because Olivia's like spent the family money and committed them for like a year for more money flying out the window. So yeah, I can understand John being a little annoyed.
Yeah.
50?
50.
All right, you two go out and finish your chores.
Yeah.
Go!
I don't think I've seen Ralph or John this pissed off since the theft.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while.
I think it was the episode. Jerm, the theft. That's the one where he hawked his wedding ring, and he got to choose to go to some place out in Charlottesville, that a hawk shop.
I believe that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, we haven't seen him this pissed off since that episode.
Olivia, we can't afford this. You should have talked it over with me first. I'm going to find that book salesman. I'm going to cancel that order.
John, please don't. This is very important to me. To John boy. He won't have to spend as much money on books for school.
Where are we going to get the money from, Liv?
I used my egg money for the first down payment, and I'll make the rest of the payments as the money comes in.
Are those books going to be any use to you at all, son?
Oh, absolutely, Daddy. They're the greatest classics in the world. And like
Well, that's the wrong question to ask John Boy. I don't know what you guys think, but that's wrong because John Boy will tell you any book will be used to him.
Exactly.
And
it is the most pertinent question.
Yeah, but still, like any book he'll tell you is absolutely. Well, here's any books written back then. Nowadays, he could probably say there's a lot of books that are worthless.
No, there are a lot of books that are worthless these days because there's a lot of crap.
Yeah. Which reminds me, talk about crap books and that. Just so you know, everybody, I got a brand new book out there. It's with so many scams going on nowadays. If you guys send me $19.95, I'll send you a book on how not to get scammed.
Yeah,
conveniently on one page.
Will the book be like all white pages, girl?
No, that'd be copyright infringement. Because then that'd be copyright infringement from Michael Knowles. Because he has a book called Speechless. It's Speechless by Michael Knowles. And the entire book is just blank pages.
Oh, jeez. And people are probably buying it too, right? I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, it's bought as a joke because it was a reference to censorship.
Oh, actually, that kind of has a point to it then, but I still wouldn't buy it.
But no, but it sold a lot of copies as a joke, you know. And then after Tim Pool had Michael Knowles on the IRL podcast there. That became kind of like the joke in the super chats. Was like, and one of my favorite ones there was someone sent in the super chat that said, "Alexa, by the book Speechless by Michael Knowles, and Temple read it there, and all of a sudden he had like 2,000 comments coming in going, "Their Alexa just went off buying starting to buy that book."
That's why I don't have Alexa. That's one of the reasons.
Yeah, no, but it's so fun. That was like so funny. That's why you got it. Like, I know Bird has an Alexa, so maybe I should. Maybe if I had some extra cash, I'd do like a super chat with Alexa something. But anyhow,
No, that's a joke. That joke's been done.
Anyway, we're still at the Walton scene here
Pharmacist
with John
saved me
Boyce.
lots of money at college, and I could even help pay for it myself if I got an odd job.
An odd job.
Oh, he's giving up.
Then John Boy's like, well, I'm effed. I might as well just leave.
Yeah, he's giving up. He's giving up.
That was pretty funny, actually.
You like a cup of coffee, John?
All right, so yeah, that's basically the end of the scene.
Yeah. I bet Olivia's going to be offering more of that coffee later on this evening, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I would like a cup of coffee.
Livy, I think you better tell him the rest.
You get the coffee first.
What else?
Better Irish up that
Mr.
coffee.
Reed?
You mean the book salesman?
Mm-hmm. He didn't have a place to stay.
So he's going to be staying in the barn the next couple of days.
Yeah.
John's got it all figured out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's like,
man.
boy.
I laughed so hard when I seen that. I was like, I knew exactly that's what's coming up, because they have to have the rest of the story, right?
And I love once again Ralph Waite's facial expression here. It's halfway between almost laughing and disgust at the same time.
Yeah.
How did you know?
Just a lucky guess. Where is this Mr. Reed now?
Down at Ike's mailing in the order for the books.
But he'll be back.
In time for supper, I hope.
Oh, shoot. Just
And time for supper, of course.
Hey there, sci-fi.
Ouch! I need to turn my volume down.
Somebody's brokenhearted.
That was loud. That almost made my ears hurt, to be honest, guys.
I think somebody wants attention.
Ooh. Well, I guess when they're a certain age, they do that a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like hanging out on Jill's Friday stream this morning because she actually, Scotty couldn't make it for whatever reason. So I got the honor
Sorry
of
to
being
hear that.
co-host. Yeah, it was so sad. But Jill asked me last night, please be my co-host. And I say, of course I will. I'm happy to do that. And we had an awesome chat on the Friday morning stream. It was a lot of fun, actually. We did another UFO episode. Jill hasn't done one of those in 6 months. She realized today. I was like, wow, I didn't realize it was quite that long. So we had a really fun time chatting. And of course, after we finished the episode, we had a few other people join on the panel. And it was a really good morning, actually. Anyway, this girl is
all right, right here. And welcome, Sci-Fi Sit Down. Welcome.
Hey.
Oh,
look,
shit.
I saw if I sit down. Sounds like Dad still got work to do.
So she literally stopped crying, took a drink, just so she can continue again.
Maybe you need to get her another bag of popcorn or something there, girl. Oh, boy. Yeah, I think at this point, Paul's kind of realizing he's losing the battle here.
Yeah. So then here we got him counting his money in that. Just a sec.
What happened to his hand?
Well, he's been carrying that. He's got that huge case of books, right, Pop?
Okay, gotcha.
And he's
So,
been carrying
blisters.
Yeah, I think at one point he mentions he's been walking like 4,000 miles or something since he started this job. So I can imagine, and I imagine like it's a huge case, right? So I imagine it's pretty full of books. And you guys have probably a good knowledge of how heavy books can be when you have like, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens that you got to try. I mean, it's a lot of weight, right? So I imagine his hand is very blistered and sore.
Oh yeah, especially with that case there.
Yeah.
And now she's crying to her mommy. Yeah. So yeah. So we think he's filling out the money order, but it turns out he's buying that doll for his daughter.
That's the thing. I felt really bad for this guy because he wasn't a bad man. He was just a good man in a really bad situation.
Yeah.
Well, he was a desperate man who became a bad man.
No, I don't think it became bad. I think he was just desperate, and I think he did regret his actions. Of course, we'll get to that later. And a bad man never would regret. No, have regrets.
Yeah. And now we're here to where they're counting the beans and stuff.
There we go.
You think he'd have it already counted out, or do you want to make him think it's honest?
You think he'd count them when he was putting them into the jar, right?
Yeah.
Well, you have to do it in front of the kids so they know it's legit.
Yeah, so 18 hours later, they finally finished counting the beans.
Yeah. Then we got this here. Yeah.
And Mr. Reed is finally washing his clothes after like many, many months of having dust and dirt on them.
Yeah. And John Boy here is just talking about the story and all that stuff there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
this guy's like, yep. Like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, and like John Boy is like, he burned his house down to keep the fire going so he could melt the bronze and make the statue. And he's like, what's your favorite book? And the salesman's like, oh gosh. It's like, of course, he's never read any of them, right?
Yeah. And we found out his daughter's name's Serena, and this is where we find out that he's a printer. He was a printer beforehand, and now he's a salesman. He had to take the first gig he could find.
Well, desperation, yeah. Sounds like your daughter's not having a fun evening.
Yeah. Oh, wrong charger.
I can't see. This one.
I'm guessing my phone died.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you were in chat this morning on Jill's stream, and you said something about your phone had died or something, girl.
Headphones. My headphones are dead because of false advertisement.
Oh, that's not good.
I should really start suing these headphone companies when they say last up to 8 hours. Bullshit.
You should get a refund.
Well, it does say up to 8 hours.
Yeah, that's it. I just might put my foot up their ass.
You got to watch those disclaimer words. So up to means like fuck you, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we say 8 hours? We made 8 minutes.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought the phone was dead.
I like this scene.
All right.
This is okay.
You guys keep going here.
I was just going to say, this is the turning point in the episode in a way where John Boy realizes the sales dude is kind of bullshitting him in this scene. And he's like, this guy isn't what he represents himself to be. Like, John Boy is smart enough to realize this guy he's not being honest. At least he's not being completely honest. So this is when John Boy is starting to really suspect his motives.
And here comes Elizabeth with the doll.
And I'm thinking, I mean, I was a bit surprised he actually ended up winning the doll. Did you guys think that was believable that she actually ended up winning the frickin' doll? Like,
she did? They didn't buy it for her?
No, she won it by the beans.
Yeah, that's very hard to believe, but it's a TV show.
Yeah. Well, it
Well,
was
not too
cute.
many
I
entries.
guess it was kind of cute too to see Elizabeth carrying that doll that was almost as big as she is. That made me laugh, actually.
There's only a handful of other children her age in that area, so her odds were probably like 1 in 6.
Yeah, maybe that's true. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, she won it, and that made actually sense as the episode goes on towards the end.
Everyone all seems all happy and everything.
Yeah, it's definitely a Walton scene, that's for sure.
Well, how did they conclude the disagreement between the mother and the father about the books? I guess I missed that.
They didn't. He lost.
Yeah, they have not concluded
Okay.
yet, but it will resolve as the
Got it.
episode ends. Pop. Gosh, it would have been so nice to have a huge family like this to grow up with. Gosh.
It's overrated.
Well, maybe for some people it's overrated, but I imagine not everybody. You there,
And
girl?
now I believe Olivia is beginning to understand that she got conned. I think he has to be a little more quiet because of a certain alarm in the background.
Yeah. Hey guys, I might be a little bit here.
Okie dokie. Well, at least Grandpa's enjoying that poetry book.
Yeah, he got a nice racy poem that he can tease Grandma with.
What I love about the scene is he tells Grandma it's some really racy stuff, and then she's like, "Let me take a look at that." And then she reads it, and she says, and she says, "What does racy mean?" And Grandpa like explains it to her, and she reads it, and she's like, "I don't see anything racy here." And then she calls him an old fool, like she always does, of course.
Yeah, well, a dirty mind can make anything racy.
I think she says
Well,
that too to Grandpa, that he has a
well,
filthy mind.
well, I can play it and go. Yeah, you're right. Sci-fi. It's never done. But I'll play it.
What's so funny? This Benvenuto fella. He sure knew how to have himself a good time.
Yeah, I've never heard of Vandenbua before.
Me neither.
Yeah.
It's not
But-
like I've read all the poetry in the world, though, so, you know.
Well, I used to write. I wrote a poetry there that got third place in the state contest.
Wow. You should recite some of those on a stream.
You know, this was like. Do you know this was like 20 years ago?
Yeah, well.
I haven't written it since.
Or go ahead and recite them. Just not the one about the lady from Nantucket.
Oh.
I don't know, though. It's pretty gamey. I don't know this sort of book the children should read. It's pretty racy.
No, is he just basically supposed to be neurotic on that?
Racy is kind of like, kind of heading there, yeah.
In Zed's mind, yeah.
I think he might be just
Where?
doing it to kind of annoy Grandma as well.
Yeah, I think so too.
Never you mind.
Let me see that.
Come on.
Grandma's going, "You're having too much fun, Zeb."
What does racy mean?
I love that.
Fast.
Yeah, what's racing me fast? All right, keep it at this volume, please, okay?
Oh, I don't see anything racy in that.
Well, look here.
Yeah, he's just teasing her at this point.
I
I don't think
so.
we need to continue. I don't think we need to continue the scene. So here they're arguing, and like Elizabeth wants to keep the doll to sleep in the bed. Elizabeth wants to sleep on the floor. They're telling her she'll get sick. The doll's sleeping on there. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Yeah, then John has to come in.
Elizabeth is still a kid when she wants her doll to have a good sleep on bed. Because I got news for you, Elizabeth. The doll ain't alive.
Hey, I used to sleep on the floor every once in a while because it's comfortable. Not
Really?
anymore. It's not nearly as comfortable.
You find the floor comfortable?
Not as much it was, not as comfortable as it was 25 years ago.
I gotta ask, girl, when you found sleeping on the floor comfortable, how many drinks had you had that night? Couldn't resist, sorry.
If we're going that route, then that's the backyard.
Okay.
Because
as long as it's not like a park bench or an alleyway, you're probably at least safe enough in the backyard, you know.
Park bench cop will just come up, tap me on the shoulder, and go, come on, let's get you home there. Because I live in this small enough town that they might do that.
Oh, that's true. I keep forgetting you are in a very small community, aren't
We
you?
have the only reason we have that drunk in public law is for when you're causing problems and telling people to go fuck themselves as they're walking down the street and stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
So they have a gorilla rule.
Yeah, nah. Don't lump the baboons in with the gorillas.
Anyway, John shows up and lays the law down here.
Oh yeah. So yeah, he tells her that the doll's sleeping on the floor, blah blah blah. Then, it's something Sir Lewis said. So then he's getting to thinking. Then we get.
Mr. Reed say anything to you about having a little girl?
Now we get this beautiful shot right here. Since I had to see it, you all got to see it. Richard Thomas sitting naked in a bathtub, in an empty bathtub with a book.
That's the weirdest part. Like if he was soaking in warm water, I could see it. But why would you strip naked and go into an empty bathtub to read a book? Like,
well, especially since he has his own room. But it's like they could at least had like a bath and some bubbles in there.
Yeah, like why didn't they like half fill it with water at least to make it look like it's actually, he's actually taking a bath, like I mean, I don't know why you'd strip naked. Go into your bathtub and grab a nice book to read. I mean, that porcelain must be cold on your butt too, right?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe the bottom part's filled, but it's like they could at least put a little bit more effort in this. It's like, what are they charging $100 a gallon of water for water or something?
Yeah, I would have liked to have just seen the water, like even up, so you could even see it. Like it didn't have to be that high up, but
yeah, maybe Pop can explain why they might have done it this way.
Maybe it's hot and it's summer.
Oh, so you think the porcelain tub actually might be a cooling effect?
Well, I don't know. Maybe just looking for a place to chill where it's not hot. I don't know. I didn't see the episode.
Okay. No, but they absolutely want to have John talk on the other side of the door while John Boys appears to be taking a bath, but like why wouldn't they put the water in the bathtub?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe maybe it's hot and he's doing that to cool off. Maybe that's why he's not taking a bath. That's what I'm saying. Two different things.
Okay, that might make sense.
I'm just wondering.
I don't know. I didn't see the episode. I don't know. Is it summertime?
Yeah, it is summertime.
Yeah, it seems summertime for sure. But if he wanted to really cool down, wouldn't he just put some cold water in the bath, like to really chill out?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not if you didn't want to keep that book dry.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's why they didn't do it. So they didn't ruin the prop.
Could be.
I bet you that's.
It's really a minor nitpick anyway, I suppose, right?
Oh yeah. We're just nitpicking the nitpick now.
Yeah. Either that or the prop tub itself would leak.
Oh, that could be too. No, it doesn't leak because we had Grandpa put some water in it, then he stuck his feet in it, and then we hear him screaming throughout the house there because the hot water heater went out.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that scene. Yeah.
All right, back to the scene.
Huh? They said something about it.
Say anything about buying his little girl a doll like Elizabeth had?
Mm-mm. I don't reckon he's got enough money to be throwing it away on dolls.
Oh,
Elizabeth was.
oh, did you catch that? There is water. It's about up right past his belly button. There
Oh,
was just a little bit, but there was just a little bit of water, so he's half soaking in it.
No, I
Just
must have
no,
missed.
just no soap.
I must have missed it. Darn.
Yeah. No, next time they go on to John Boy here, look at around his chest when they at the angle there, you'll be able to see it. But they just didn't put any soap in it, so it's hard to see.
Oh.
Just. Yeah, she was probably just pretending.
Yeah. Unless,
That's what.
Right here. You can see a little bit of water.
Oh, I can see it now. Yeah, that's good.
All right. Yeah, at least they knew where they put the camera, so we didn't get a full show there. We saved that for Jerv's channel. Sorry,
Well,
you're
the
right.
next time that happens, we know who did it.
Sorry, you're right. I had to put that in there.
Oh man.
well, I can't imagine him having any other money than what Mama gave him for our books.
You know, just this look here on John. The whole time he gets that, like, he already knows like what's going on. Ralph Wade can do that. He has that. He's thinking. His wheels are turning. He knows exactly what happened. He has that. That just confirms my suspicions right there. He just has that.
He's figured it out. Yeah.
Yeah. And sorry for any background noise. This is the only way I could calm her down.
It seems to be a lot quieter, actually, Gorillas.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're just going to get double strike for that baby shark thing.
Oh, no, we're talking over it enough there. Yeah, he just walks away. And the John Boy's wheels are turning, so then we get John Boy talking in here, and I'm not gonna play this scene because I've already played quite a bit, but yeah, basically it says he came in half starved, blah blah blah. He didn't know, then came in, bought the doll, blah blah blah. Yeah, John Boy says Elizabeth's right. They found the doll.
All right. We'll leave everything just as it is.
I'm gonna go find him right
Yeah,
now.
what kind of saw is that for? Is that? I've never seen a saw like that before.
I think that's a crosscut saw, if I remember my lingo.
Is that for cutting down trees?
Yeah, I think basically you have, like, you see that pole on the end there, Gorilla?
Yeah.
You have one on the other end of the saw blade as well, so it's like a two-person saw. You go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you can saw like probably could saw a tree down with that.
Well, why are the teeth like that then?
I think the way they're spaced actually probably makes it more efficient to cut through the wood. But I've never used a crosscut saw, so I'm not an expert or anything, that's for sure.
Okay.
But I do remember you have one person on each end, and they pull the saw back and forth. And I think you probably would use it to cut a tree down.
Yeah.
Because it's a pretty big saw, right? Like that's pretty
I'll
wide.
Yeah. All right, so now we got John Boy here, and John Boy.
Take care of it, son.
Daddy, come on.
You might have had some other money. Could have used that to buy the doll.
Uh-uh.
Gotta give him a chance, son.
Daddy, you realize that if he's taking our money, we're never going to see those books. You realize that, don't you?
You know, this is where I was thinking we had a little bit of deja vu where we automatically we've had times where we automatically assume someone's guilty of something, you know, where we're like 90% sure, but you know, there's always a chance something else there. John has a pretty good point. Go, you gotta give them pretty much a chance to defend themselves.
Yeah, I thought this scene was quite interesting because John Boy is PO'd for sure. Like he just wants to go and rip the salesman a second one, and Pa's going like, oh, okay, let's not go jump to conclusions. Let's be reasonable. Let's actually figure out and get all the facts before we do that. And I thought it was a nice scene actually, because sometimes it would be Pa that would get like irate and go after the wrongdoer. But it was nice to see John Boy taking that role in this episode.
Yeah, and sit there and she's past the bottle stage. She doesn't drink out of bottles anymore. Yeah, just like the lazy be happy. So John's telling him, let's give him a chance to defend himself. He'll take care of it. And this guy, he's cleaning himself up, blah, blah.
Yeah, he starts to shave, and then he notices something in the background.
I don't know what but here he must use a straight blade instead of a safety razor, because you can tell exactly when the safety razor was invented.
Yeah, back in the 30s, it might have been all straight razors.
No, they had safety blades and stuff, but you can tell when the safety blade was invented because you notice that all our presidents beforehand all had these magnificent beards and mustaches and stuff.
Gee, I wonder why.
But then at one point, all of a sudden, all the presidents became clean shaven.
Yeah, well, I'd never had any desire to ever try a straight razor. I'll tell you that, because that sucker's kind of scary.
Well, that was it wouldn't be so bad if
you'll ever have.
Well, I'll tell you one thing with the straight razor. I hear he has good shaves. I wouldn't trust myself to be able to do it well. I'd hire someone to do it, but then knowing my luck, I'd probably piss off the barber. And whoops! Oh, there goes your carotid artery.
You'd get that one psychotic barber in the county, right, girl?
No,
he would turn the nicest, most professional barber in the state of Minnesota into Sweeney Todd.
There you go.
No, my luck. My cheap ass would try to hire the cheapest person. The cheapest person just happens to have Parkinson's.
Yeah, I at my age, I wouldn't trust my hands to be steady enough to use that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh! It sounds like you got trouble.
I got it. He goes, just joking. Like drunks love to have their bottle of alcohol. Yeah. Hey, no, talk about that. You go. How come when they're little kids, you give them a nice bottle to help them go to sleep and all that, but when I go and have a bottle there to help me go to sleep, everybody calls me an alcoholic.
Well, I think it's probably because you're not drinking milk out of the bottle, girl. Oh boy.
So yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. He's seen. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. He's seeing something.
Well, he sees the doll box. Because that's when Erin goes something. She mentioned something about the doll coming up shortly.
Okay. As you go, thank you. They keep insisting he stays for the raid. I don't know why insisting he's staying for the radio. Maybe you guys had thoughts on that. They kept insisting they stays. And John Boy's
just trying to impress upon him family.
Yeah, and John Boy's just eager to take him outside there. It's like...
Oh, yeah, John Boy's in a fighting mood for sure.
If anyone's making him disappear, it's going to be John.
Yeah.
Well, what I like the way how John is handling this. He does just sit him down and say, "Hey, just join the family for a while tonight." I think John's trying to make him feel guilty. Is my guess, and I think it's working too.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, so.
Oh, by the way, Gorilla, I just posted something in the private chat that you might enjoy. It's a Monty Python sketch that has a homicidal murdering barber in it, and it's pretty good.
Okay.
It also after that it has the lumberjack song that follows it, which is hilarious because it's all about the forests in British Columbia and the RCMP, and it's a really
Okay.
funny song. So yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. It's about 6 minutes in total. I think you might like that one.
Yeah. So John seems to can't be able to get a station. Is that just I was thinking that know how we don't realize how easy we have it here. Where they're sitting there struggling to get the station and couldn't get in, just too much static in the air, I guess. But here nowadays, something goes down for 5 minutes, and all of a sudden we think it's the end of the world.
Yeah, I lose my internet for an hour and I freak out, right?
Yeah. Well, John is dealing with AM radio.
Well, look how much we bitch about 30-second ads. Back then they had to list.
Yeah, I mean that's all they had back then too was AM. There's
Or-
no FM at that point. So
Yeah, or in the 80s and 90s when we had to watch commercials on TV, we couldn't skip them.
Oh yeah, I remember in the '60s. All too well, I remember commercials because I was the kid. I was the remote controller who would actually go up and have to change the channel if my parents got pissed off watching the commercial. Oh man, simpler times for sure.
Yeah. Ugh. So yeah, fiddling with that. Then so Grandpa started reading a poem to him. Jenny kissed me, and then that guy just disappears.
Yeah. His guilt was definitely getting heavily in his mind by this point.
Yeah, I'm not going to read that because that could be a double copyright thing.
Yeah, don't take a chance.
Yeah, here's where we go.
Finally, Pa does decide to lay the law down at the end here, though.
Yeah.
Is that the same doll that Elizabeth won?
Yeah, that's the one where I bought like 20 or 30 of them.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, is he stealing Elizabeth's doll? That's my question.
No. That's
Okay.
the doll he used the $2.98 that Olivia gave him
Gotcha.
for the books, and instead he bought the doll at Ike's place. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a bad guy. Like he wants to just, because his daughter, he says she'll be 7 years old next week, and he wants to send her, a birthday present, right? So it's not like he's an evil man. He's just he's a good man in a bad situation and a bad place in his mind at this point, right?
All right. So
because you can tell he's feeling bad. You can tell he's feeling guilty.
Yeah.
I gotta be going, Mr. Walton.
Just read that money my wife gave you. When does she get the rest of the books?
see, he knows something's up, but I like I do like how he does that slow. I'm disappointed. I know what's going on. Drawly, it's not like yelling and screaming, but you have the I'm disappointed tone. I know what's going on tone.
Yeah, he doesn't have to yell because his delivery is so forceful. It's like you can tell he's being very serious.
Yeah,
and more importantly, he has that look that if you don't give me the right answer, there is a river just over that hill that I can dump you in.
Hey, why even go as far as the river? Just the chick. I'm pretty sure the hog farm, quarter mile away, or not even that far away. Hey, I got some food for your hogs there. I'll take a eighth or quarter of a hog. come November.
By the way, I think the guy that played this salesman role was actually a very good actor in this. I thought he was really pretty solid performance, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, this packaging and mailing, all that, it's hard to say the exact day.
See that's what we're talking about. Where he just he didn't know what to say there. He was just trying to make up an answer where you could tell you're getting swindled.
He's a very bad liar, yeah.
Yeah.
How do you send that money to your company?
Money orders, along with the form. I got it right here in my case.
Where'd you get the money order?
The store on the road.
I got you store?
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, now John's just sounding like a damn lawyer. You already know. And they say the first rule of being a lawyer is don't ask a question you don't already know the answer to. He already knows all this. I'm pretty sure Ike's already, because Ike told. See, this is one thing. This guy here, he's from New York. He's a New Yorker. So, and he doesn't realize how fast word spreads around in a small town. That area, like there, everybody knows whenever anybody even takes a crap. There, that's how small that. So he thinks he can pull one over. He's not gonna. He's forgetting the town gossip. Well, one of the town gossips runs the general store. The other one runs the phone, operates the phones.
I'm guessing Pa probably called Ike and said, "Hey, did that sales guy ever send that
No,
money order?"
no, he sent John Boy down. John Boy went down.
Okay.
And John, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, of course.
Wrong.
Yeah.
You didn't buy anything like that from Mike Godsey.
Yes, I did. I got it right here in my case. You want to see it?
Now, were those dolls like porcelain? Is that why he went to check on it or something?
Yeah, I'm not sure why he opened the doll box and showed the doll. That was a little bit confusing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just confused me a little bit. I thought maybe it was porcelain. He's checking to see if he cracked it or something.
Yeah, it was a little bit strange because I thought obviously he doesn't have a money order though, so he's pretty much up the creek.
It totally makes sense what he did.
Okay, explain please, Bob.
I think what he was doing was he was putting on an act, saying, "Yeah, it's right here," and then he opened up the box and he realized, "Well, what am I doing? What's his point?" And he realized he's caught.
Yeah. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Thank you, Pop.
Yeah, that does make sense because that was my second thought that maybe his guilt is just overwhelming him at this point.
As soon as he opened the box, he realized, "What am I doing? What's the point? I don't have anything to show him."
And he's I mean, look at the expression. He's just downtrodden and sad and broken.
He's caught.
Yeah.
He's just like, what have I become? I used to be a good man, and now I've become this scumbag, right? And he's regretting everything he's done, like over the last several days, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Reed, you stole that money from my wife. I want it back.
Mr. Walton, I have a little girl too.
Yeah, so I think I see where you're saying he was good actors with this scene right here.
I think he was. I really liked his performance. I thought he was very solid in the episode.
Okay. Yeah. This is where we get his backstory here. This is a really good scene.
She'll be 7 years old next week.
Mr. Reed.
I guess I must have traveled over 4,000 miles this past year trying to...
No wonder he has holes in the bottom of his feet there. Yeah, you're right. I thought he said 1,000, but it was 4,000.
Yeah, can you imagine carrying that heavy case full of books 4,000 miles? What that would do to your body? Like, it's just it's painful even thinking about it.
And now, yeah, I guess technically you could say it was uphill both ways. He's going up mountains. He's
Oh,
crawling over mountains trying to sell those books.
yeah, he might as well be. Well, he's in Walton's Mountain, I guess.
Yeah.
Sell these books. Walk. And all that time, I wasn't able to put away the doctor.
Yeah, so basically, I'm guessing he's getting like one book out of every 20. Like, you sell like one set every 50 miles or something like that, maybe.
If he's lucky.
Yeah, and he probably only gets paid when he sells something and gets a small commission, I'm guessing, right?
Oh, yeah, back then, yeah, salespeople, it's not like that now, like nowadays, that a lot of salesmen will get a base rate plus commission of what they sell, but their pay has to equal the hourly rate of what they work. They have to have the established minimum wage of the hourly rate, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and imagine he's getting basically diddly unless he's actually, has a certain number of books he can sell, right?
You think that the book company would supply like a car or something, yeah?
It would have made it more efficient, but then they'd have to give him money to buy gasoline, right? So
He paid for the sampler case, and he goes out and fills the orders.
Gotcha.
He's essentially working for himself as a independent contractor.
yeah,
That's
pretty
how
much it.
he'd be labeled today.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Buy my little girl a present. I know you want your money, but I want my little girl. Have a present.
To sum it up, he don't have your money anymore, John. You're gonna have to put him in the river.
Yeah. Well, you're what John does next has baffled me. Like, why would he do that? I thought he would call Sheriff Briggs there, but he doesn't.
Thought he'd call Yancey to help him hide the body.
Yeah, he'll let the law take care of it, Because
the sheriff would help him hide the body too.
yeah, but throw the man in jail there because it's really $70. I don't think you kill a man over $70.
Yeah, I don't think Paul's got the kind of character where he'd want to commit murder, actually.
It's not the money, it's the principle.
I want her to wake up on her birthday. Something special.
Doesn't matter to you who pays for it?
No.
That right there tells a whole lot right there. Doesn't matter whose money it was. He didn't care. And just this whole time, you got that Alf. He even got a nice head cock in there. I don't think we see that much anymore. Have you guys seen that anymore? Where you could get like just that facial expressions like this, while he's listening, and have like the head cock and just the movement with the eyes and a little bit of the lips.
Yeah,
Come to
it's
think
very
of it,
rare.
yeah.
It's over directed nowadays.
Yeah, I think. Well, don't forget, Ralph Waite was directing himself in this episode too, so probably he had a lot of leeway as far as expressions and stuff. But I always thought Ralph Waite was just a superb actor, and it doesn't surprise me.
Well, what the actors should be, the director should tell them this is what I want, and then the actors should have a little bit of range to do it how they feel there, and that's when you get to superb stuff like this. Like Ralph Waite had a lot of leeway, especially in this show, to do what he wants. The there's a lot of times Robin Williams, he has a lot of leeway in when he was doing the stuff. There's a lot of lines he improvised. And look at do they even have to mention the guy who plays Zachary Smith, Dr. Smith? What's his name?
Jonathan Harris.
Yeah, because it isn't like 90% of his stuff all improvised.
Oh, I think a lot of it was, yes.
Yeah, so less you're acting, just let the actors kind of do their job. Is
Well,
what I'm
back
basically saying.
back in those days, actors were well trained and talented enough where they could improvise, on their feet, so to speak, and still pull off a brilliant performance, right? And I think we've lost a lot of that nowadays.
Oh yeah. And you got that just subtle metal music there. You don't have the plastic horse. It's just a slight guitar, and I can't recognize the other instrument.
Yeah, nothing overly dramatic. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Reed. Take your doll. Get on out of here.
Yeah, so yeah, just take it and get the fuck out. But now here my question is, why do you think John just let him go? Do you think the guilt, like to keep a guilt trip on the guy, or not worth fighting over $3?
I think it was
Abject pity.
I think it was when he started talking about his daughter, and she was going to be 7 in a week, and he wanted to give his daughter a present, and he'd walk 4,000 miles, and he couldn't even save enough to buy his daughter like a birthday gift. I think John, kind of thought, you know what, it's hard times for a lot of people, and I think John basically, had a sense of compassion for the guy. And he's like, you know what, okay, you screwed us over and stole our money, but I can't, understand you're in a bad place in your life, and I can't really hate you for that because circumstances can screw up anybody at certain points in time, right? So I think John, being the big man that he always is, just felt a sense of compassion for the guy and took a little bit of pity on him. Yeah.
So yeah. So then he goes and he's walking there and just sitting down. Then you got Grandpa here doing this.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
a good scene. This is a good scene
Oh,
too.
yeah, so fun. Yeah.
Burrowwood I've ever seen.
What the heck is Burlwood anyhow?
I think burlwood is when you have a tree that has a lot of knots and flaws in it, like burls. I think it's kind of hard to describe. I haven't thought about woodworking in years. I used to do a lot of woodworking, but it's been like probably at least, I don't know, 15, 20 years. Uh, but I think a burl is like an imperfection in a tree, and sometimes that makes the best wood if you're like, doing a woodworking, or because once you polish it up, the patterns in the wood can be quite beautiful.
Okay.
Grandpa does explain it here over the next minute or so.
Sure is. How long you been hoarding that?
Oh, 3, 4 years maybe. It's a funny thing. A tree can grow up tall and straight, good like this. You cut it down, cut it up into ordinary boards just like that.
Yeah. Hey, no, this is a good probably philosophy for life what Grandpa does. It shows that years have wisdom on them.
No, Grandpa's always a philosopher for sure.
Yeah.
I just sent you a wiki article about wood burls there, Gorilla.
Alrighty. Sounds
Yeah,
good. I'll look at
it's
it.
it's basically a tree growth in which the grain has grown in a deformed manner, commonly in the form of a rounded outgrowth on a tree trunk or branch, filled with small knots, but the formation is typically a result of some form of stress, and yet it can yield some a highly figured wood sought after in woodworking. So yeah, if you want to read that, it's pretty interesting actually.
Okay.
But when a tree has its troubles, like this one is full of knots and gnarls, all sickly and diseased, parasites and whatnot, and then turns out to something beautiful like this. Maybe that just goes to show us that trouble is sometimes brings out the best in all of us.
Now I got a question here. Is it better for the stain with a paintbrush or a cloth like the way Grandpa's doing?
I haven't done it in so long, but I suppose you could probably apply it any way you applied it, but probably rubbing it in with a rag like he has probably would work quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On larger pieces, the rag is preferable.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Grandpa's got it right, basically.
Gotcha. I haven't done much woodworking, so.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of working. I had a couple of bandsaws and a sander and the whole 9 yards, and I still have all my fingers, amazingly.
Yeah.
Trouble may bring out the best in trees, but I'm not too sure about people.
How's that?
What you gonna do with that?
Well, I'm figuring up making a shelf for you. That Benvenuto like when he burned his house down.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, he's building a bookshelf for me. This when he finds out the swindled there. Then we got this guy here. I thought he was gonna whoop his ass right here, but I'm actually surprised to see him come back. How many people do you think
a moral?
What?
There had to be a moral to the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he just buggered off, it wouldn't be a Waltons episode, would it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm surprised he didn't tell him to get the hell out of here.
I want to talk to you and your wife.
Not much to say as far as I can see.
Yes, there is, Mr. Walton, and it's important to me. I'd be much obliged if you'd give me a moment.
All right, so yeah, he tells him to come in the house. And Olivia's asking him to move the stuff.
Actually, Olivia's more pissed off in this scene than Pa is.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Reed.
Mr. Reed, you are not welcome here.
Please, Mrs. Walton. I've got to talk to you.
You didn't send in the down payment to the company.
That's right.
I don't know how you could even consider buying your little girl a present bought with stolen money.
Now, who put the better guilt trip on him? John or Olivia? I want to hear votes.
I'd say it's probably 50-50 at this point.
I lean more toward Olivia because John's was more of a threat.
And Olivia's the scornful wife there.
Thing is, though, Olivia's doing the guilt stuff here after the fact that he's actually gone back to Ike and got the money back. So I kind of give the winning round to Pa, actually, because he motivated him to actually go and take the doll back.
All right, Pop's tiebreaker.
About what?
Who did a better guilt trip here, John or Olivia?
I guess both. It's just that she has a different way of expressing it.
Yeah, he gives that. All right, so we got a tie on who's.
I know you guys are expecting them to act a lot more harsh because I was listening to what you guys were saying that you were hoping John would do. But you have to remember, guys, the way they're handling this is the reason why you're watching the show.
Yeah, no, but I thought like if this guy would have done this to my parents, like my parents will have whooped it, will whooped him there. Not go as far as Jer would have taken it, but that's it. But no, but yeah. I don't think we will have laid down the guilt trip like John did there. And that's the whole point we're watching this is because they could use they're a lot better words than what my family would be. Yeah, so basically, he gives them back their money, and they decide to trust him and give him back the $3 for the down payment on their books. And that makes them all happy. So yeah, shit. They all agreed to it, and he'll be going now. Now with this here, how many of you guys thought that, did you guys actually think she was going to run out and give her doll to him to give to his daughter?
I actually did for a few seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like that. I was hoping it wouldn't happen because he didn't deserve it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, dick move. That was a dick move, but she just wanted to say goodbye to him.
Yeah, I thought that was a great flip at the end when because it was more believable. Of course, Elizabeth wants to keep
Yeah,
her doll, right?
yeah, because just look at this here. He has a big old smile.
Bye, Mr. Reed.
Then also the disappointed look. Just the disappointed goes from smiles. He's thinking that she's gonna give it so he can get his daughter something to the disappointed look right on the face.
That is good. Yeah. That is true.
But it'd be highly unfair to call a 60-year-old a bitch.
I
for
think
that.
Elizabeth was thinking for a second though about giving the doll to him actually, and then she
Yeah.
changed her mind, right?
Yeah, but yeah, it'd be unfair to call. But it's just like it went from she runs out with the doll. He's going all smiles, like oh, she's gonna give him the doll because Elizabeth's supposed to be the sweetheart child and stuff. Then also, bye, Mr. Reed. Oh, he just came out to say goodbye.
That actually was a great ending. I thought actually that kind of was the
Yeah.
icing on the cake of this episode. I thought.
Yeah. Then here their books came in 10 days later.
And say they got a couple boxes full of books already. So there you go.
Yeah. They're all reading them there. I think all the kids will use them.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right, go now on to our epilogue here. If I can move my arm. Apparently, all right. This is gonna sound a little bit weird because I can't move my arm, but yeah. Because usually I hold like the mic with my arm there, so it changes up the voice a little bit. But maybe I could do it like this. The salesman was right about one thing: the wit and wisdom of the ages were contained in those books, and many of the voyages we took were no less memorable for having been enjoyed through the written word. All right. So, final thoughts. PvP. What would you say?
You know, I've always really liked this episode. I think it's just a solid episode. It's well written. The cast is great. I think the guest star. By the way, the salesman's real actor's name is Ben Piazza. I just looked him up on Wiki here, and he was born in '33, died in '91 at the age of 58, quite young. He did quite a few movies. He was in stuff like the Blues Brothers, Bad News Bears. I mean, he did some significant movies, and he did TV too. He actually did the sixth season of Dallas, I guess, as a co-star. So he did have a decent career, um, but unfortunately, he died young. It says here. Let me see. He was married to actress Dolores Dorn from '67 until '79. But then I guess that marriage ended. And then he ended up in a relationship with a fellow named Wayne Tripp from '73 until he died from AIDS related cancer in 1991. So kind of a tragic ending there.
Okay. What would you grade this episode?
I'm going to give it an A plus. I really like this episode. I always have. I think it's pretty solid, and I can't think of any enormous flaws in it. And I do, as I say, I really like the performance of our guest star. So yeah, I like this episode a lot. I think it's good, and I think it's got some lessons in it. And I think it's nice to bring up something like the Harvard classics, to give a nod to literature and make people think about books and stuff. So, because you don't see that a lot in TV, let's face it. So yeah, I'll give it an A plus.
Okay, and tell us about your channel.
Doing the rock and roll, working on the playlists. I'm currently working on the third and fourth power pop playlists. Third one's probably just about ready to make public, and the fourth one I just started earlier this week, so that's going to be a while. But I'm actually amazed over the last month or so when I started focusing on the genre of power pop as to how many fantastic bands from the 70s and 80s there are that are probably pretty much totally forgotten today because they probably only did like, a few albums and then just disbanded, right? But there's a lot of really great songs. So I hope if you guys are into that kind of stuff, please do check it out. And that's about it, really. I'll keep it short, Gorilla.
Alrighty. Jerm, what's your final thoughts?
I would say sort of predictable. I'd have to go with C plus.
C plus. And see, I'm giving it a C because the ones who we got reviewing, the leader there, or the salesman kind of makes sense, but it's a little bit of a drag, especially as bad. It's hard to believe as bad as a salesman as he was, that he could have even gotten the sale from Olivia in the first place. She would have at least talked it over with John first, even though she's saying it was her money, Well, but then you get the realities there. They're like, you think the guy would have known not to talk to about like being the town gossip. It's kind of obvious, but maybe being in small towns who the gossips are, it's just kind of a little bit of a slow episode. So I'm gonna give it actually I'm gonna give it a B minus after we got reviewing it. I'm gonna up my grade a little bit because it wasn't nearly as bad as when I was watching it earlier. As for me, Justified on Wednesday there, or on Wednesdays, the Crit Stock on Thursdays. I'm not sure what movie we'll be doing next Thursday. Our next episode for the Waltons is The Car. Hopefully, we'll do Return to the Lost World on Saturday. Then on Sunday, we are watching 10-2. Pop, what do you got? Or what did you guys thoughts on the episode?
And what I saw of it was fantastic. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I get the gist of it from your guys' review, and I'd give it an A plus.
All right, sweet. Oh yeah. So you enjoyed the what you could see of it? Yeah,
I definitely did, and it reminds me why you would miss having a family like this.
Yeah.
But thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll make this fast. Tomorrow night, Rumblings from the Lab at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Monday, we have Lost in Space, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Tuesday, we have our horror sci-fi stream where we're going to be covering Predator, which will be Tuesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And then hopefully Gilligan's Island will pick that up on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Thank you, Gorilla.
Yeah. And yeah. Oh, hey there, Pickles. Welcome.
Hey,
yeah, we're just closing up here. And if you ever need any IT help or need a place to hang out, there's always freethenet.org/underground. And he also has his channel, which he got it up to 20,000 there. Subs. Congrats. And thank you, Sci-Fi Sit Down, for coming. Yeah, Sci-Fi. He streams on Saturdays at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time there, where he's right now he's on his 7th part of talking about their favorite sci-fi TV shows and movies. It's been interesting conversations there, so make sure to check that out there. And all right, that was everybody. So thank you everybody for coming and everybody on the rewatch. You guys have a good night, and remember to be a gorilla.
Take care.